So, I think that went well, don't you? Mr. Wright? Eh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Yes. Yes, they are. Miraculously, yes. Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much! Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently, she got called off to the judge's chambers. Huh. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? I don't have anything to go off of here, so I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh, great. It's this guy again. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. You are delusional, and possibly an alcoholic. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. I got so much lingo, I don't even know what to do with all of it. What is going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. Alcoholic. You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all? Eh? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. That's not creepy. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it, too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Well, then, yeah, I mean... Yeah, so then that's what she shoved inside the muffler of the car. She shoved her muffler in a muffler. That's not weird at all. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? Do you really want me to give you an answer to that? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Oi! That guy is weird, and I don't really like talking to him. He just kind of makes me, in general, very uncomfortable. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh, well, he seems in high spirits. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. Oh. It can't be! This can't happen! I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know, he's kind of a neurotic, so any number of things, really. Anything that disrupts his flow. Well, then I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! Anyway, it seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me? Knock, knock? Oh, now what's going on? Who's there? Ah! What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Is anyone else kind of uncomfortable? Ah, it's you! It is him! He is I, and you are they. And I am uncomfortable. Ah! Oh! Sorry I'm late. Udgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Udgy. How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy smizzy, Uggy. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Uggy seems to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. thanks, I guess. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little Worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Well, why am I not surprised by that? And here I was assuming someone of that nature would be kind of, you know, stable. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. And he likes to stare creepily at people. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. Okay. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom. 2 years this, 2 years that. At first, I thought I was kind of clever about being able to make the comparison that everyone's been saying. But now it's just, they're just beating me over the head with it. Well, it's Worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler that she's also wearing even though she's in custody right now. So, I don't know, maybe she's got more than one. So Miss Star wasn't just saying things. Although, you know, she probably still was. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. Why can't we just call it a scarf? But to think it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. Back to the creepy staring. Whoa, hello. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Okay. And then objections took place. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Okay, now we've got the ominous music going. Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth, was it? That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had... You're head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Okay, well... Anybody else have their, suspect radars, you know, a ding-ding-dinging? Because I don't like this guy. He's making me uncomfortable. I think he might have some secrets. Plus, he's being very antagonistic. And the fact that he's the super cop of all cops means it would be super freakishly difficult to accuse him and convict him of anything, which would make a very good challenge, which would definitely make sense for, you know, the, you know, last bonus case of a game. That would actually make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? And again, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just keep going. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. You've never met Wendy, then. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah! The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... Oh. If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Okay, fine. Whoa, taking the reins yourself there, lady. Yeesh. Alright, fine. Push the thing. That looks like a thing. There's the thing. Whoa, hi. Ah! Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood, perhaps? I mean, what else would be covered in knife? What else would be covered in knife? I don't know. You know what I meant. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but can I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Yeah, why did you bring this? Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Was the knife inside the... Oh, that's why she stuffed the thing in there, because it was also a knife. Okay. It was disposal of the murder weapon. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Brain fart. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Oh, so that's what the opening cutscene was all about. 2 simultaneous murders in 2 places at the same time. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact same time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Rubble, rubble, rubble. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? Yeah, very large amount of people just kind of in this room right now. I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Okay. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. So don't ask questions about this second case that is clearly being thrown upon me. That's obviously connected. Alright, I guess my goal is to make a connection between the 2 cases? Other than the obvious, apparently? Okay, fine. Time to press for information. Excuse me. Special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there... Oh! Why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? Double brain fart. Okay, so... she had 2 knives, one of which she shoved into a muffler, and then put that muffler into another muffler. Okay. That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler! Ugh! You ever say a word so many times it loses meaning? I'm getting that with muffler. Alright, well... I think I've been inspecting things long enough to... Whoa, hello. Let me just see something here. Can I inspect the tag? I can. Let's see. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. Whoa! Hey-oh! Hang on! Oh! Hang on. Oh, I want to look at my stuff. You won't let me. Dang it. Okay. SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Yeah, if you'll let me push the button. Come on. Okay, leave the knife entirely, thank you. Where's that note thingy? Yeah, well, there he is. There it is, SL9. Booyah. Because I already deduced that it was upside down. All right, and that was on Goodman at the time of his death, which means it's the same number that's on this knife. Therefore, the whole thing connects. So stop doing that with your hair. Okay, unless there's an evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman, which I can do right now. I don't even have to present it. I don't even have to press for information. I got that one down. Wait a gosh darn second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from the judge? This is great. Stop being weird. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important why. Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. Chickity chickity check it. Huh, what's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2? Nay! Nay, I say, your honor! It's upside down. Booyah! Glad to have managed to get that one down so easily. It was, I guess it was kind of obvious what with all of the numbers being written in just a perfect way that you could flip it upside down and it would be the exact same. It'd be like an entirely different thing. The perfect numbers. Had they put in like a 3 or something in there, it would have been much more obvious. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? This noise! Ah, aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on this knife's tag. Rubble, 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 rubble. There you go. How about that for a connection? Order, order. Well, Chief? Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? I doubt it's Parcheesi. What? Oh, okay. The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Okay. Tell me about it then. So this knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Gee, it's a broken knife covered in really old blood. Lord only knows what it was used for. Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. Let me guess, 2 years? So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. All very strange. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Yeah, kind of. Alright, that was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. I guess I do have to keep pressing. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? We already established this, but I guess I was supposed to read this first. You got a good look in your eyes there, Wright, my boy. Sharp, hungry. Chief, did something happen? And why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? Well, that's some childish backtalk right there. No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Da-da-da, detective was killed. Yes, alright, let's keep on pressing, get all sorts of info. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Dougie? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one! This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, when the victim died. Okay, well, the victim was killed with a stinking knife. Knives kind of lead themselves to a very particular crime. When the victim died, we know it was the exact same, so... But where you found him in the police department. I suppose at a specific location in the police department? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? That would be a thing he did. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Alright, it's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't talk much about it. I think we've established that it is all over this place and connected. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Heh, you don't say. Well, out with it, righto. What's your connection? You mean besides all of the things we just talked about? The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in the very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. And he's doing the staring thing. Please stop. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right there. Well, then you apparently employ incredibly stupid people, because that was kind of obvious. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Huh. Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Oh, that was easy. Who would have guessed? All you had to do was ask politely. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Alright, fine, whatever. Just start talking. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Oh, hey, let's see here. The victim's division, the victim's ID number, the victim's gender. Hang on a second. Hold up. We got an ID number before. Yep, okay. So then we could ascertain information that way. So yeah, tell me that. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Eh, sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is... 5842189! That's the same number! It's the same number! Haha! That's really confusing, though. How is that possible? Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8, 2... Well, I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. Yeah, kinda does, I gotta say. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Oh, that's, you really didn't need to add that part. Meaning? Oh, sorry, entering an alternate dimension. And it has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you? The fact that this guy was murdered in 2 places at once? Which I'm not entirely sure how that's possible. So it wasn't 2 victims, it was the same guy twice? What? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. Clearly you've never been to prom. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Wow, rude. Eh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Ridiculous accusations! I love doing those. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh-ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? Kind of a difference. This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel ID is a top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what, exactly? But, wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You even got the first number wrong. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. What? Wait a second, right? What does this... It means exactly what I think it means. Boyo! Mean, that's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, ho, sharp as attack, Righto, sharp as attack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? Apparently. If nothing else, this gives me the opportunity to investigate some more stuff. Order, order, order. Whoa, hello. No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Oh, that's menacing. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? We saw him before. Oh, yeah. That report that you refused to look at. Oh. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Ah. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the reports. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Oh, dang. Yeah, actually, that... Wow, sorry, Edgeworth, that really is all on you. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Wow. Wow, Emma, way to cut deep. That's uncalled for. We don't know him. In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. I mean, he's not wrong. He's being a butt about it, but he's not wrong. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Oh boy. He's staring again. Please stop. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Oh, well, it's, rule number 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Oh, the connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy. I was just doing my job? No. No! Man, Edgeworth's kind of falling apart. That's never good. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. Wait, excuse me, no. What? No! You are becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There have been rumors. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. Yeah. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth? Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. Damn! God, he already feels bad. We will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Jesus. Very well. Court is adjourned. Yay, I get more time. Oh, to be continued, I just started. I'm gonna keep on playing then. Yippers. Let's keep on going. Keep the crazy train rolling.